Hello everyone, it's Anna Wheaton from Nudge Nudge Ink here. I am focused on Artfully Layered this week and also the Tropical Layer dies. These are in the January to June 2022 mini, so that's the cover. And they are on page 34. So you have the stamp set and you have the dies. So I want to show you how to use some of the unusual dies and also using the positive and the negative parts of the dies. So I'll just show you these two particular dies. They match images in the stamp set. And when you're looking at your catalogue, because those are marked with a creamy background, that's what that indicates. I don't know if you can see that difference there. Then we have a variety of other dies. Okay, these two dies are actually texture dies. Don't know if that's the official name of them, but that's what I will refer to them as. And I'll show you how they work. They will go onto your paper like so. And if you run it through your stamp cut and emboss machine, you will get nothing cut out, but you will get texture in your paper. So you could run those through several times if you wanted it all over, but it's just another dimension to add to it. I want to show you this die because what it will do is it will cut out. So if we pop that out from the die, I've already cut it, it will pop out a cutout image like so, plus the inside. Now you may choose to just use this, but you might want to save this for another card. I will show you just a quick idea of putting that together. I've got 3 of these here. Now I've cut them out. And what I'm going to do is add some Tombow glue to this. So if you are familiar with Tombow, the good thing about it is that it will give you a little bit of wiggle room when you put your glued piece down. So you can move things around before it sets. Having said that, it does set fairly quickly, which is also an advantage. All right, so you will see when I put this down, if I let go, some of that may pop up. So you just press it down a few times to give it time to grip. Now, when you apply your Tombow, just make sure that you're not too heavy-handed because you don't want it to go oozing out the side because Tombow stays sticky and you will then have a sticky project. If that does happen, you can just put your embossing buddy, if you've still got one of those, on it. Okay, so light dabs, and then I can attach that, press it down. And I'll just add the last one. So this is a fairly simple design of card. It's just one layer. And then I've got 3 different greens that I'm adding in that very same leaf pattern. And I'm just sort of angling them different ways as though they are falling from a tree. All the lights. And then I'm going to get our faux sea glass shapes. These are a beautiful addition to the catalogue. They are adhesive, so they have sticky on the back. But it's very easy to, I should be using my take your pick tool with its putty on the end. They are very easy to remove and easy to attach. You can see that that one's just bouncing up a little bit. So I just need to press it down a little bit to allow it to grip. And add some of these here and there. So you can see they add to the overall effect of the card. Just a really simple one to put together. And then the other thing I'm going to do is just add a little bit of mint macaron. So this is my blend, Stampin' blend. And I'm just going to get the brush tip end into my cap and give it some gentle flicks. Okay, you don't have to be really heavy-handed, and it just adds a little something to the card. Right, so fairly simply done. Let's return to this piece here, and I'll show you another way to attach that leaf. We have in the catalogue also, in the annual catalogue, we have adhesive sheets. So these are the size of half a piece of scrapbooking paper, so 30 centimetres by 15 centimetres. And they come in a sheet that has divisions on it. So there's actually 3 strips that you peel the backing away of. I'm going to put that on here. This is cut from part of the designer series paper that is in the kit. Oh, that's the side I wanted showing. Silly me. No, that's okay. I will cover that with a leaf. It's okay. Except that now I've stuck it to my paper. Okay, I'll put it there. All right, then I'm going to get, this is another piece of the DSP. So I'm just using the plain side, and a piece of pale papaya. So that is the color there. And I'm just roughly cutting a square. Then this is my adhesive sheet. So I just need to find out, there is my split. So I can take that off and add that. And then I just want to trim this because it is super sticky, and if you expose that and get it on your scissors, you won't be happy. All right, so that's a plain one, and then I'll put the other piece on to this one. Yep. So if I forget to cut it off, I can just, if I cut it there on the DSP rather than on the sticky stuff, it saves a lot of scissor cleaning. All right, I'm going to run both of those through the stamp cut and emboss machine with this shape. So just one moment. There's one. And here is the other. So if you don't like fiddling around with Tombow, this is an alternative. So I've actually got the makings of 2 leaves here, because what I'm going to do is take out this middle, and I'll put that aside, and take out this middle, which is just a little bit, actually I might just make it easier for myself and peel all that off. What I want is the skeleton part. So that didn't quite cut through the backing paper. Now, what I also want to do is try and make sure I get, I may run into trouble here. Get back to the original shape. I haven't stuck that down completely, because what I'm going to do is take out the middle of this one. So I've still got the outline that's in the pattern paper, but I'll put that aside and use that somewhere else. So this is This is hard when you've got intricate dies and you use this adhesive sheet, because when you pull the backing off, it does sort of distort the shape, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to slot that in there, and then I can also work the skeleton around it. Oh, we've got thunder rolling in. Oh. Like so. And then I haven't pressed the other side down yet until I add this. So you can see, even before sticking these on, I've got a little bit of interest on the card anyway with those dies. Here we go. The backing paper sticks very well. 2 fingers, 2 fingers and thumbs. Okay, so see, I can just shift that skeleton around. I actually prefer just fiddling with the Tombow for something like this. But the backing paper is an option. Okay, so what I've done is I've created my leaf. I've covered where I put sticky down so that it has 2 tones to it. The pale papaya skeleton and then the little bit of DSP. So I have a card base in the evening evergreen. So that gives me a good contrast. Now there is another die in the set that is this die here. So these are, I think that's fiddle leaf. These cut out individually. So here they are. Or you could use it to cut holes in your paper to show through whatever is in the background. But for now, again, I've got backing paper on these. Just going to slow me down. Nearly there, nearly there. When you put these leaves together and use their insides as well, keep in mind things like silver and dazzling glimmer paper, like our rainbow glimmer paper. This is not working. I'll try this one, but then I'll add, that's coming. I'll add the other, because you've got to have an odd number once I've finished. Okay, so here is an example of a silver leaf, and this is another option. Once you cut it out, if you retain that middle bit and don't pull it out, you have of course got a full leaf, alrighty, and you can just stick that down as one big leaf. The other alternative is to use these as a leaf as well. So I'll show you a sample with that. I was inspired to do this one by another Australian demonstrator, Jessie Holshan, had a beautiful card. And that's where we've got 3 of the insides of the leaves cut out and glued down. So I just used Tombow for those. And then the other die, if you love playing, this die here, this will cut out this leaf shape, and then the same idea, you've got all these insides that you can either pop out or leave in. So if you wanted to have a play with that too, here's an example where I have cut it out in one colour and then I've cut it out in a whole bunch of other colours and inserted them. Obviously that takes a little bit of time, but it's quite fun to do. It's like a bit like a jigsaw, and I did all of that just with Tombow. Then sprinkled on it is again the mint macaron flicked from the lid, and I also did a bit of flicking of Wink of Stella. However, I discovered the Wink of Stella was a copper one, no, an old gold one, so that's why it's fairly obvious. Okay, so that's a few ideas of how you can put those dies in place. I haven't yet played with this border die, and they are always fun, so I must do a sample with that. But thanks for joining me and having a watch. I hope that gives you a few ideas of what you can do. Bye.